During the month of July, I led my very first in-person watercolor retreat in the sunny mountains of southern Spain. The retreat was organized by UpTrek and hosted by Lucia Yoga Retreat Center at this gorgeous and secluded villa near the small town of El Gastor in the Sierra del Grazalema Natural Park. I was nervous going into the week, I'm not gonna lie. This was my first time traveling solo internationally and also my first time extensively teaching and coaching watercolor painting in person. It was about a 20-hour travel day, and upon my arrival, our wonderful host, Antonio, gave me a tour and I was able to rest for a few hours. Well, I made it. I'm the first one here before all of the guests arrive, and this is where I'm staying. This cute little cottage. Here's my bedroom. I've already pulled out all my art stuff. You can see it just covering the couch over there. I always bring extra because I never know if I'm going to need it or not. And then when you step outside, oh, this is the best part. Check out that view. That's just right outside my door here. You can see I have this adorable little deck area, covered deck or patio. I also have my own little pool I can use out back. There's fruit trees everywhere, by the way. If I just look up, right up here, can you see the lemons? And here's the pool. And there's another mountain range behind that. So we're just nestled in the mountains here, surrounded by glorious beauty, incredible plant life, incredible trees, incredible scenery. And this is just one of the buildings. There are so many buildings on this campus. They have 5 different pools, a bunch of different buildings where all the guests are staying, along with the main guest house. And we get to use all of this for our art retreat. So excited, so excited to be here. I'm a little jet lagged, actually a lot jet lagged. I took a short nap when I got in, but kind of felt sick to my stomach when I woke up, and it's still a little woozy. I think I'm just wishing I was asleep for about another 8 hours right now, but I'm gonna stick it out, tough it out until tonight when it's actually bedtime. We're 8 hours ahead here from where I was in Colorado, so it's gonna be a little different to get used to, but tomorrow's gonna be a great day. We'll be greeting the guests as they arrive in about 2 hours, so I'll see them really soon. When my 14 guests arrived at the venue and I met and greeted each of them for the first time, I just knew that this group was going to be something special. The retreat was a week long with 3 full days of art at the venue and 3 different days of excursions. The theme was watercolor from life. Now, most of my guests had never painted from life before. Their skill levels ranged from beginner all the way up to advanced. My goals for the week were to give them basic instruction on values and composition, introduce them to still life, landscapes, and portrait painting from life, and just hopefully get everyone super excited about sketching and painting on location and making that part of their regular art practice. During our studio days, I did quite a few demos. I encouraged everyone to explore outside and find a treasure from the gardens to bring inside and paint. It was great fun seeing what each person chose to paint. We had lemons, oranges, almonds, flowers, and leaves. I did a demo of a piece of fruit, showing how to do a value study first before painting it in full color. Here's another demo on a different day, which illustrated what you can accomplish outdoors in just a 5-minute sketch versus a 10-minute sketch, how you can learn from these quick studies and use that knowledge to improve your composition and practice your approach. Everyone had a chance to choose a spot at the venue and paint something from life outdoors. I was thrilled to hear that it was such a meaningful and inspirational activity. My favorite demo was on the last day. One of the retreat staff named Maria posed for a portrait painting. She'd never modeled for artists before, but she took it very seriously. It was so cute. She asked, "Is it okay if I blink?" One of the best aspects of the retreat were the excursions we were able to go on. These trips to the nearby towns afforded so many opportunities to take reference photos and just practice more painting from life. El Gastor was the nearest town to the venue. We were able to walk there from our villa. It was such a sweet, lively, whitewashed little village with charming flower-filled streets and alleys. I chose to do a painting looking between the buildings with the mountains in the background. This was my first plein air painting of the week. There's always some nervous energy going into a trip like this, but I was eager to jump right in and paint as much as possible while we were here. Our second excursion was to the small city of Sentinel de las Bodegas, a town famous for its homes built into the overhanging rocks that had somehow managed to resist capture by the Catholic invaders 7 times before finally succumbing. I marveled at this city.
There are thousands of years of human history here, and it's still a bustling and brilliant town. We enjoyed drinks at a restaurant in the shade of the rock walls, and I managed to do a quick sketch while we were there. Our longest excursion was a full day in the city of Randa, a larger city. It's about 35,000 people, famous for its bull ring, Arabic baths, and stunning bridges. The town is so beautiful. Everywhere you look is a painting. The new bridge was finished in 1793, and it stands nearly 400 feet above the canyon floor. I enjoyed observing the way the arches beneath the bridge glow during certain times of the day. If I had had more time, I would have loved to hike down into the canyon for a better view, but it was a pretty hot day, so I did a plein air demo for the group in the shaded park overlooking the mountains, and then we enjoyed an afternoon of shopping, exploring, and good food. Speaking of good food, we had an amazing chef who cooked every meal for us at the venue, and because of restrictions in the national park, all the food was vegetarian. I was a little worried I'd maybe miss my usual protein-packed diet, but I never once felt hungry, and the food was some of the tastiest and most satisfying food I've ever eaten. I had heard from many other artist friends who've taught workshops in the past that these kind of events can be really exhausting and you might need to manage the many needs and dramas of the attendees, but this group connected so deeply. There was no drama, just encouragement, laughter, and great conversations. We all became fast friends. Many in our group were experiencing some really difficult personal trials. There were so many heart-wrenching stories. It was truly beautiful to see the mutual love and support that was offered as each person shared their story. This retreat was an unforgettable bonding experience. It was about so much more than art. At the end of the week, we enjoyed a farewell dinner and a little gallery show of all our hard work. Before flying home, I spent an afternoon in the marvelous city of Malaga with two of my fellow travelers. Malaga is one of the oldest port cities in the world, the birthplace of Pablo Picasso, and an absolute artist's dream. I enjoyed practicing my rudimentary Spanish with the taxi drivers and restaurant servers, touring the Picasso Museum, viewing the old Roman amphitheater and the famous Malaga Cathedral, and so much more. It was truly a privilege to be the facilitator of such a meaningful event. I'm still processing all the things I saw and experienced on this unforgettable trip. Thank you, UpTrek, for inviting me to lead this retreat, and to Antonio and the wonderful staff at Lucia Yoga for hosting, and to each of my wonderful guests. You are all treasures, and I'm so glad I know you. I truly feel that I've grown as a person through this experience, and I can't wait to take everything I've learned with me on the next adventure.